Hello. Hello. How's it going? Are you well? I'm here. I'm on YouTube now. I'm everywhere. So I should have written down some questions for you guys, but it's great to see you here today. Today we're talking about technology, words associated with technology, and let's go through some. But first of all, I'd love to know, and I'm going to put it in the comments. I would love to know, what piece of technology do you use the most? I'd love to know. Yo, Kabuki, nice to see you here. Great to have you. Fantastic. Yes. What piece of technology do you use the most? What's the most important piece of technology, do you think? I'd love to know. Chuck it in the comments. What do you think? What piece of technology do you use the most? Hello, great to see you here. From now or from the past? That's a great question. Whenever, to be honest with you, it's up to you. You choose. What have you used the most in your lifetime then? Phone and laptop, good choices. I think that everyone now must be the phone is possibly the one that we all use the most, isn't it? The phone is a very important one, for sure. But yeah, that's great. And what else? What do you think? Serbia. Yeah, I saw your pronunciation message. We went through that as well. So yeah, I personally use my phone literally every minute of the day. I think even when I'm sleeping, I'm on it. So definitely, my phone is the thing that I use the most. For now, I'm using smartphone. Of course, I have two smartphones. Yeah, I know you're watching two sessions in one at one time, aren't you? So you're super studier. I know that. The super learner. So to start with, let's start off with a phrasal verb, shall we, today? So today's first phrasal verb is hook up. Hook up. So what do you think the phrasal verb hook up means? What do you think the phrasal verb hook up means? We can use this in another way as well, which we'll talk about in just a second. We can use this another time, in another way. But what do you think the phrasal verb hook up means? Tell me in the comments. You're still alive when you were asleep. Yeah, I've done that many times as well, especially when I was younger. I did that a lot. But hook up is associated with technology. What do you think it means? And I'm going to go through the two definitions of it for sure. Hook up. What do you think? Okay. You know the other meaning, yeah. I was just literally, as soon as I said that, I was like, actually, there is another meaning. It means to connect some wires together, but obviously the other meaning is to hook up with someone, which means to start. I'm going to say start a relationship, to put it in the politest way. It usually involves physical contact, or yeah, let's just say physical contact. So I'm going to say start a relationship just to make it PG. But yeah, connect some wires together basically is what hookup is. So you hook up your DVD player to your TV, for example. Yeah, breakup's a little different. Breakup is the opposite. It's hookup is the one where you start. Breakup is the one that you end with. So yeah, little difference between those two. But yeah, nice one though. That's a great phrasal verb to do with relationships. Did we do that last week? Maybe we had that in last week's one. But yeah, to start a relationship, it can also mean, or some physical thing with another person. So that is the first one, hookup. It's a nice one, isn't it, I think? And before going into another question, let's go into an idiom. For example, some of these are associated because of the words in the idiom, but they're not necessarily used when we are using technology, not all the time. But this one definitely is. What do you think cutting edge means? Cutting edge. Friends with benefits, yeah, definitely. Potentially, if you're into that kind of thing. Cutting edge. What do you think cutting edge means? Cutting edge. What is cutting edge? Cutting edge technology might be what you hear in the newspapers, especially. They'll probably say something like this. Technology. That's not a word. Let's fix that. Here we go. Cutting edge technology is what you probably hear in a newspaper. Yeah, let's remove that bad boy. So, cutting edge technology. What do you think cutting edge means? It's one that it will pop up. It will definitely pop up. Kind of. Kind of. It's associated with new technology. It's more like something that is quite advanced, something that is very forward thinking. Forward thinking is an interesting word as well, isn't it? So I'm going to write it in here. Cutting edge. It's like advanced / forward thinking. Yo, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Forward thinking. Maybe something like this. An edge, advanced, forward thinking. Yes. Something that is being made is up, like the most up to date it could be. It's advanced technology, a newer technology for sure. But yeah, that's a nice one. And so we say that we use our phones a lot, which we do, or our laptops. What I'd love to know now is, hiya, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. What I'd love to know now is, what do you think is, what technology is outdated? What technology is outdated, do you think? What do you think? Do you know what outdated means? It's a really nice word to know. Outdated. Whoops. What's that in the middle there? Not having a good time. Anyway, what technology is outdated? Let's just do that. What technology is outdated, do you think? Outdated means like we probably don't use it anymore. It's not very useful. So what technology is outdated? Yeah, not modern. Yeah, that's right. Or not up to date. It's kind of like, I can tell you a piece of outdated technology that I used a lot of when I was younger. Yeah, old style is good. When I was younger, I used well, it's not really outdated, I suppose, but I used to have one of those big grey Game Boys, Nintendo Game Boys. That, yeah, they feel outdated now because the technology's advanced so much. PS1, God, but PS1 has so many classic games. A floppy disk, yeah, floppy disk is well outdated. Floppy disk. Yo, Rich, nice to see you. A floppy disk is super outdated. We don't want to be using that anymore. I don't think you can you? Floppy disk, like that square thing, the metal thing, that's very bad explanation, but you kind of get the idea. This blue square, and it had like one megabyte of memory. Back in the day, we didn't need to worry too much about big amounts of memory, did we? Let's be honest here. But yeah, the floppy disk, great choice. And then the next phrasal verb I'm going to give you guys is, today I'd like to show you setup. Setup is a nice one. Desk computer. That is an interesting comment, because I would agree. A floppy disk is like that square thing that you used to put into your PC that held maybe like 1 megabyte or 10 megabytes of data. Is really small. This thing that you've shown a picture of. Yeah. What do you think setup means, by the way? What does setup means in relation to technology? A gramophone is 100% outdated. I completely agree with you. But desk computer is very interesting. Some people would agree, some people wouldn't, but I would personally. The only reason I use a desktop PC now is to, I suppose, to, you know, to talk to you guys on YouTube. That's about it. But yeah, I think that there is some use. My aunt set me up with a handsome rich man. That's great. Yes, I think that that's a different way of using setup. So we'll go into that in the stuff. Okay, but I'm going to give you one definition now, which is to it's what comes up when you're installing some new software. So it is like almost build is kind of a very, very, very base version of the definition, you could say, in a sense. You're kind of initializing is another one as well, as someone put in earlier. I can understand that, but like, yeah, it's creating the software. So to give you a perfect definition is to assemble a program. Well, I'd say initialize is fine as well then. To assemble a program for your computer. Now let's go into a couple of other definitions for setup though. Like Rich said, I've got a funny feeling, boys, that the cops set us up. So that kind of setup, well, number two here, set one, sorry. Number two setup is, that one is an interesting one, isn't it? Where someone says something that's untrue that puts you in a situation, like if they frame you. We use the word frame, where you are framed by another person. That means they put you in a position where it's not a truth. They like lie about something, and it gets you into trouble. Yo, Thunder, nice to see you here. And then someone else, to be set up by someone. It's kind of similar in a sense, but that is more to do with a relationship. So set up as in someone hooks up two people. We used hookup earlier, but gets two people together. And yeah, I like that one as well, for sure. How about we go to an idiom then? Let's see what I've written down. Oh, it's a good one. It is a good one. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Maybe did we do this the other day, Rich? It's not rocket science. What does this mean? Maybe we did this the other day. I can't remember. We did some work idioms the other day, me and Richie, on a live. Maybe on Thursday, I want to say. Maybe this was one of them that you said. That maybe that's why it was in my head. It's not so complicated. Not so complicated to do it. It's easy. Yeah, basically, you got it right, guys. You're very fast today. Fantastic work. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Close. No brainer. Not brainer, but yeah, no brainer. It's an idiom. That's correct. It is. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. You got it. So yeah, it's not a task that is deemed not difficult. That means someone thinks that it's not difficult. Sometimes easy. Sometimes. So my next question about technology is going to be this. How often do you use your... How often do you use your... How often do you use your... Nope, I can't finish the sentence. Launch is good. Launch is a good to launch something to start a website. Hi, dear. God bless you. Your ears. Huh? Did I miss something? So how often do you use your ears? Okay, yeah, that can be it. No, but that's nothing to do with technology. How often do you use... okay. How often do you use the internet to search something? How often do you use the internet to search something? What do you think? So I usually make a list of questions, but I didn't do it this week. I was a bit busy. How often do you use the internet to search something? What do you think? Every minute? Every second? Every millisecond? Launch for 3 hours every day. A technophobe, someone who is scared of new technology. Yeah, that's a good word as well. I like that one. Quite a lot every day. 24/7. Oh, thunder. But I think that we're searching English terms potentially. We're trying to find definitions, and we're trying to find out information that can help us, especially as learners. I find that I use it a lot for Japanese. So what do you count as using the internet? Like, whenever I know that everything we do on a computer or a phone is using the internet. Whenever I think like using the internet, I literally think of Google every time. I don't know why. So maybe the question should be more like, how often do you use search engines or something like this? But that is literally, I don't know why my mind just goes to Google each time. Okay then. Here's a good one. This one has got many. Backup. What does backup mean? This is a really useful phrasal verb. It has so many different variations to it. For sure. What do you think it means? In relation to computers, what do you think it means? Or technology, what does backup mean? I can think of 3 different definitions for this, but there's probably more. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Guys, you're super active, which is super. Even my dog uses Instagram. If I left the chat open and she can text people, great. Your dog, you should take your dog to the circus potentially, and show its tricks to the audience, make lots of money. Backup is support. Okay, here we go. So this is interesting, isn't it? So this is a good one. It definitely is. To provide support is definitely a version of backup. To store data on another disk, to restore it, and just to store data, I'd say. But yeah, you're completely right. To store data in some form is the one that I was trying to get up. To store data in some way or form. So I usually store my data. I can't press return without it releasing to you guys. It's released. That definition has been released. I wanted to put them all together. Never mind. Another one is, like you say, to provide support. Now, police often ask for backup. Like Richie's just said, call the SWAT team for backup. So yeah, the police often ask for backup. They try and get people over to support them when the situation goes awry, 100%. But there's another one. To move backwards. It's like a simple one, but it's often used in relation to a car reversing. So we use the word reverse a lot when in relation to cars, but often native speakers use back up your car, move your car, like instead of saying reverse. We also use reverse as well, but backup is used a lot as well. So just be aware that in relation to car, back into, you don't want to back into too many cars if we're talking about cars, but yeah, 100%, that's a nice one as well. I like that. English is definitely weird, 1000%. I completely agree. But yeah, there is many definitions for certain phrasal verbs, especially 100%. Okay, and let's hit up an idiom while we're here. The next one is going to be this. That's good, but not really related. Oh, but that's funny. Okay, we're going to go for to blow a fuse. To blow a fuse. Why have you taken my cap off the shelf? Cap? What cap? Me? Cap? Did I miss something in the conversation again? Ah! I thought you were being literal there. You're on about using backup. Sorry. See, it's very confusing, even for me. So yeah. Put the cap back up on the shelf, to put something somewhere high, 100%. But what about to blow a fuse? What does that mean? To blow a fuse. Have you ever blown a fuse? I hope not. That's scary. Don't do it. Don't blow a fuse. Okay. Sorry, I just got a message. To be angry at someone. Yes, you got it. To blow a fuse is basically to just go crazy. Not literally crazy, but you know what I mean, like to be angry, to be very angry, to shout. Basically, is the shouting part, which is the most important part of this idiom. Yeah, to go ballistic on someone is another great one. Yamina, that's great. Yeah, it is basically to get angry, but you're showing that you can be angry and not show it. But this one is definitely about the process of showing the anger and maybe giving them something to think about. Let's put it that way. To actually say everything that you're thinking to them is when you blow your fuse. Imagine the explosion of something that is coming out of your mouth, basically, or maybe more. Hopefully not, though. Yeah. How to use in a sentence? Sure. Topoki stole Thandar's phone, so Thandar blew a fuse. Go berserk. Berserk is a lush word, isn't it? I like berserk. Nice choice. 100%. Okay. And now I'd love to know, what do you think is your opinion? Yeah, that's good. What is your opinion on AI? What is your opinion on AI? His outrageous theory has just blown my fuse. Which verbs are about being angry but not showing it? That's a great question. You know, when I'm trying to think off the top of my head, what I'd use in that situation is keep it in, or something like that. Like, frustration, really, I suppose, is that element of being angry, but not really that, you know, when anger is like that emotion comes out, of you. But I'd say frustration is like a combination of you keeping in that anger. You're getting a little annoyed, maybe it's not as strong as anger. But I always think of keeping something in, keeping it in is used. Perplex, but that's like confused, isn't it? Artificial intelligence, you got it. Yeah, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, yes. So what's your opinion on artificial intelligence? My opinion is that I would like to talk with robot. And so I wonder what it would say back to you. Alan Everson, I don't know who that is, but maybe. AI has no feeling, 1000%. Yes, I completely agree. Cyborg is a lush word, by the way, as well. Pout is a little different. Because pout can mean potentially. Stop. It's difficult for me to say yes or no on pout. Pout is a tough one. It's a lush word, though. I'm so super happy you know that. That's really good. But really, that's the action of your lips, and it's not so much to do with the emotion. But it can be used in those moments. It's a really difficult one, actually, pal. Machines becoming as intelligent as human beings. I think it's the goal, or even further, more. Well, hopefully they don't go more intelligent than us. I mean, depends like what their ability is and how much they're able to function, I suppose. AI is very useful. But have you seen the film AI with Will Smith? Or Terminator? Maybe it'll be game over soon if they get too much information. Have to be careful. Okay, next phrasal verb is going to be Wipe out. Okay, because that's got a nice secondary meaning. Wipe out. What do you think that means? Wipe out. Wipe out. What do you think? Wipe out. Delete something? Yes. To clean? It can also mean the meteor 65 million years ago wiped all the dinosaurs out of the face of the earth. It's true. To destroy? That definitely did destroy them, didn't it? Eliminate. These guys, you're coming up with the great thing about this YouTube live sessions. It doesn't matter that there's not too many people here. It's just look at the great synonyms we're coming up with some of these words. You know, look at the collection of synonyms. It's really fantastic that you guys are coming up with, not even me. So you're doing my work for me. I appreciate that. But it's a great experience to mix with other people, and you hear new words and we can learn new things, you know. So let's go over a couple of meanings. Kill someone. I'm going to say yes, because basically it means to completely erase something. Completely erase something. So I'm kind of hesitant on just, what was the first one that came in? To delete something. Yeah, basically it's to delete something. But I kind of, when I think of wipe out, I think of like a mass erasing session. That's disgusting, Richie. But yeah, that is another way of using it for sure. But yeah, to destroy, 100%, you can wipe out. Wipe out. Another, did someone say it? No, maybe not. Extinct. Extinct is another great synonym for wiping out the whole of one breed of animal, for example. So wiping out a whole collection of things to make something extinct. But yeah, to eliminate, to destroy, these are great words. I love it. I wouldn't use wipe out for cleaning the table though. Annihilate. Yeah, but I think maybe we're getting a bit to the far end of it. But yeah, basically, yeah. For a table, I wouldn't wipe out the table, but I would wipe out the fridge. So if you're inside the fridge, you would wipe out. Wipe out the inside of the fridge. I wouldn't use wipe out on the table though. I'd use it if it was in or outside of something. But yeah, kill someone as well. Okay, we're on 27 minutes here, so I got another live coming up. So let's go to an idiom. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that because that will be used in. I written down a load, but then I'm kind of reviewing what I've written down. I write stuff down while I'm quiet. Why I'm quite tired. Sorry. Hannibal annihilated the whole Roman legion at the Battle of. Yeah, great. Wipe out the building so that we can build another instrument. I don't know if I'm gonna go. It's so cold now. So pull the plug is the idiom we're going to finish up on. Hiya, Gene. Nice to see you. Pull the plug. What do you think pull the plug means? I haven't got any socks either. Not in this room. I've got socks, obviously, but they're just not in this room. So if I go outside, I'd have to go in flip-flops and then, it's so cold. So it's game over. What do you think pull the plug means? Close is close. Close is closed. See, this here is not working. I reckon we need to pull the plug on funds. Nice. Yeah, definitely. Stop investment can be used in that scenario for sure. Prevent's a nice way of putting it for sure. To pull the plug on something, to prevent something. Prevent something from what though? So you need to put your two together, Thandar, to get the answer, really, I think. To stop something is it. That is it. So when you pull the plug on something, and the reason why this is important to yo, great to see you. I'm just finishing up, buddy, I'm afraid, but it's great to have you here. When you pull the plug on something, maybe it's a project, maybe it's something at work that you've done, and then you finish up the thing, it's not working out, like Rich said, like it's not happening, you're not getting much information, or it's not giving you the results you want, so you stop the idea. You cut your losses, which is a lush one to give you to finish off with. You cut your losses. Cut your losses means to if you're losing, you might as well just stop losing. So yeah, that is basically it. You cut your losses. Once you pull the plug, you cut your losses. So yeah, I think that it's an interesting one, and you'll hear that quite a lot as well, especially with this day and age where there's new technology coming out, and then a lot of new companies stop, not to destroy. It's a bit, no, I wouldn't say destroy, but a lot of new companies, a lot of new apps come out, and then they're unsuccessful. So they're often, they pull the plug on the project, on the application, they just leave it, it's finished. Yo, Irish, wow, everyone's coming in now. Let's do two more, as there's been some more people come in. Let's do another phrasal verb then. Let's go into yeah, let's do that, because there's a great extra one from this. There are some words on your wall, teacher: consistent, persistent, and patient. Yeah, these are very important words. 1000% really important words to me, and really can help you with your English journey. What's the difference between consistent and persistent? Great question. Consistent is doing something over a prolonged period of time regularly, and persistent is to battle through things even when things get tough. So you persist, you keep going. So they are linked for sure, but consistency is just the regime of what you're doing, to continue to do it continuously, to do something over time. But persistence is that push through even the tough points. So even when you find something very difficult, you push through it to continue going. So yeah, very, very important. Give this video a like, guys, if you found out something new. And you can't give high fives on here, but give me a thumbs up if it's been useful. And then the last one is going to be, well, the last two, I'm going to give you two more, which is hack into. So maybe you know what one of these means. Crack on with things at hand, no matter how. Yeah, definitely so. Hack into. What do you think this means? I picked this one because it has another meaning, and it's one maybe you don't know. I don't think you know the second meaning of this. If you do, Richie, you'll definitely know. But if you know the second meaning of this, I'm very proud of you. What do you think hack into means? I think everyone knows one meaning of this. Someone's sending me messages on Instagram. What do you want from me? I love people sending me messages, obviously. That's just a joke. Did my screen turn off then when I go off to another screen? To hack into, to steal, technically can mean that. It depends. To hack into, don't hack into me. Yeah, potentially. To use the idiom dead on in British English. Yeah, I've used it in the past. I'm not saying like I used it between the years of 2000 to 2003 or something. That's not what I mean, but like I have used it. But I use spot on. Spot on is my version of that. I use spot on a lot. Oh, spot on, man. Or you nailed it. I use you nailed it as well. So they're all the same. That's a nice choice. Dead on. spot on, you nailed it. It basically means you're right. Yeah. So let's go back to hack into. Hack into, did I put hack into? Yeah. Hack into's first meaning, I think nearly everyone knows. I hope so. I want to be hack proof. Hack into means to get into a secure network, to access a secure network. Secure network illegally. Hack into a secure network illegally. That's the first one. I think everyone knows this one. Invade someone's privacy through computer. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Dead on means spot on, or you nailed it, or you're right. It's a response you might give to someone who says something that you agree with. Like, you know, when people confirm what you just said to them. So say we have a conversation and I'm telling you some information about what we're going to do this day, and then you repeat it back to me. Like sometimes we do, where you might say like, oh, so we're going to go to the shops and then we're going to go to the movies. Is that right? And then the person might say dead on or spot on or nailed it. I used to dream to be a hacker in the past. Hacking or hacker, yeah, they also are related to this phrasal verb. But they're obviously the noun, so the person who does that action of hacking into something. But the other meaning, Richie, do you know the other meaning? Hack into something. You'll see hack into in the newspapers with a violent death. The evidence shows that a sword might have hacked into this Viking warrior's skull from the left. Yes, so it can be a brutal stabbing or use of a weapon that has a sharp edge. Let's put it that way. I don't know if you depends. You could hack onto someone's heart in two different ways, though, I guess. But yeah. So it means to cut something viciously. I'm going to say that's my own personal definition there. So I'm not a dictionary, but I will find out a proper definition for you on that one. The specific. I think that's pretty good though. To hack something viciously. To reduce something to, that doesn't make sense. Here we go. To cut into pieces in a rough and violent way. So I've actually done quite a nice definition myself. I think it's associated. So, and then we're going to do one last idiom. Oh, I've got 8 minutes until I'm on hello. So the last idiom is going to be, what is going to be the most useful for you? We did some of these on Thursday. I made this list the other week. Okay, let's do that one then. What does it mean? To reinvent the wheel. To reinvent the wheel. You might hear this within technology circles. To reinvent the wheel. What do you think it means? It's very useful. Oh, a friend of mine showed me some ways to hack into the proxy of some Wi-Fi passwords, and after time I realized hacking is a crime. Yeah, 100%. But you know, I think it's just human nature. We're very interested in learning new things and trying to test boundaries. So it's just gonna be something that we eventually do. Create something that's been built before. You got it. Maybe adjusting it slightly, but yeah, having the base is the same. What you have just said is nothing new to anyone. Do you? Yeah, exactly. It's good. Reinvent, to duplicate, to invent something again. To Let's give you a proper definition in my one. That gives a really lush definition. So to waste time and effort creating something that already exists. I wrote that really fast, so there's probably some errors. Waste time and effort creating something. No, that's good. Creating something that already exists. So that is the last one for you there. To reinvent the wheel. Perhaps you could say every teacher on Instagram is reinventing the wheel, because every post you put out is someone's done at some point, so you can reinvent the electricity. Yeah, in a relationship or something. Yeah, that's really, really nice. That's good work there. 100% you can. Yeah, you can reinvent the electricity in a relationship. I do agree with that one. That's a good one. But yeah, there you have it. So that is it for today's live streaming, guys. I really appreciate you joining. The great interactions in the comments and some great synonyms, etc., been put in. Like I said, super impressed. I think it's a great way to learn when there's other people involved in the comment section, because then we can compare things that we've learned. And sometimes the synonyms that we learn are a little different to the other person. So it's very, very useful, isn't it? Reinvent the Spanish wax, is that what you say in Hungarian? That's interesting. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate it. Please join me next week as well. I'm going to be here again, and hopefully we can learn some more information next week. I'll pick the topic sometime this week, and I'll be a bit better prepared than this time. But yeah, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Maybe I'll see you on Hello if you're going to join me there. Ciao.